Retrospect, a review of a past course of events or period of time. When I think retrospectively, I think of my youthful, squishy brain just kind of on an autopilot to the next step, whatever that meant. In the late 90s, when I was in middle school, I started taking advanced math classes. Not really sure how I ended up there, whether it was my personality, my parents, my DNA. Maybe I scored some acceptable grade on a test. I have no clue. All I know is that I enjoyed it because I was pretty good at it, but I think I was pretty good at it because I enjoyed it. At this point, I think I was just trying to get good grades to not piss off my parents. Probably not disappointing my parents was the main driver of me to get good grades in school. I would work just hard enough to fly under that disappointment radar. Looking back at it now, it seems that I had some inherent ability for some subjects. And I'll tell you right now that reading and writing were not one of those. I had a knack for math, and math is problem solving. But I didn't call it problem solving then. I called it study hard enough to get good grades on the test to get to that next step. So when I entered high school, I took more advanced math classes, but then I got to physics, and I fell in love with physics. Physics is where problem solving met real world application. Even at this point, it still wasn't obvious of what the next step should be. I didn't particularly have any hobbies, but if current me would tell 16-year-old me something, it would be to make anything. I mean, make something, anything. But like most high schoolers, I was more interested in a social life and building the biggest mansion in The Sims. The natural next step was college. I didn't really have any real plans to go to college, didn't really know why I would go to college, but my friend Chris knew exactly where he wanted to go, and he wanted to go to Florida State University. So his plan became my plan because I really had no plan. School work ethic was ingrained in me and it carried through college. But it wasn't until like my second year at FSU that I realized that life was coming pretty damn quick. Engineering seemed like a natural fit for me given my academic interests and the career opportunities that it gives. And in Tallahassee, Florida, those career options weren't there. I don't know why I started thinking about my future at this point, but the future resided in the University of Central Florida, where I ended up transferring. I transferred, I focused, I got the degree, I got the job. Hooray! I was in the field, I am doing engineering stuff, getting paid as an engineer, learning a ton of stuff. But it didn't suit me. I always enjoyed the odd job, not getting pigeonholed into one title of doing something. So I'm trying to figure out, as I'm working, how to scratch that itch. And I ended up quitting 6 years ago, and I've been on an entrepreneurial path ever since. Truth is, I love tons of different things. And I started this YouTube channel to capture all the things that I can do, that I want to do, that I want to try, and I have a whole list right here. So one thing I learned with sharing all the projects that I've done is that community is really important to me. So I'm taking this opportunity to announce two things. The first thing I want to announce is that I know there are a lot of people just like me out there, and I wanted to create a place where we could all discuss ideas, things that we've learned, and things that we want to share in one place. So I'm creating a Facebook group called the Multi-Tool Society. There I want to share and discuss with everybody who have like minds and take little nuggets of information and nuggets of knowledge to add to my multi-tool of knowledge to carry forward to other projects that I might want to do or other people might want to do. If you feel the same way that I do, please consider joining the Multi-Tool Society so us MacGyver types can unite. The second thing I want to announce is that I'm finally launching my Patreon page. If you're not familiar with Patreon, it's a great way to support creators like myself. So with the Patreon page and the Multi-Tool Society, it allows us to connect and I can share my project ideas with a community of wonderful people. If you'd like to join the Multi-Tool Society, link is below and I will accept your request. And if you would like to support me on Patreon, link is also below. It's easy to romanticize the past to fit the narrative of who we are today. I understand that. But most of the time there's a swath of truth in the stories that we tell ourselves to help shape who we are today or even reshape if we're lost. Making a video like this is pretty much out of my comfort zone. But, as the saying goes, the greatest things in life are just outside of your comfort zone. To use a running analogy, when I'm on the treadmill, I don't like to keep it at the same setting. I like to play with the incline and the speed just to see where it takes me physically and mentally. Copy and paste that philosophy for life. Oh, one more thing. I just hit 20,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. There's more to come, I promise.